Okay. All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. Heading to go see Crystal at Restored Motions this morning, and I'm going to continue reminding you, y'all enter to win that EV charger from ProCharge. A lot of people don't get it, man. It ain't about whether you drive an EV or not. Understand there are EVs on the road, and if you own a business, you have a place for people to charge their EV. They'll come to your business, spend their money, and they spend money to charge. Tap to pay option. So anyway, click that link or send that link to someone that's a business owner that you know, ProChargeEV.com. Okay. All right, y'all, LSU baseball wins last night. They beat Tulane down at Turchin. Slow start again. Christian Little needed 40 pitches to get through the first inning. 40 pitches to get through the first inning. He did strike out the side. However, he walked two and gave up a hit. So, just can't put people on base, man. But he did. Blake Money came out, and Blake Money was good in the second. But they tried to extend Blake Money, and he walked a guy, allowed 3 hits, got knocked around a bit. He's probably a guy that you can only count on for an inning. You try to get Blake Money to extend, he gets in trouble. Bryce Collins was probably the key to the night on the mound. Bryce Collins went 2 2/3, and thankfully Bryce Collins looked like the pitcher he did a year ago. Through 2 2/3, he struck out 2. He did walk 2, but he did not allow a hit. So Collins came in and really steadied things. Dutton pitched an inning, gave up a couple of hits, allowed a run. Cooper came in, threw 1 inning, gave up 3 hits, walked a guy, allowed a run. The walks, man. The walks. 7 walks last night, allowed by LSU pitching. And then they brought in Thatcher Hurd to pitch the 9th, which was interesting. Immediately got himself into trouble, walked a guy, had 2 wild pitches, but did strike out 2 and got the final out on a fly out. So once he regained his composure. It started very rocky, but then he came back from a 3-1 count to get a strikeout, then for the first out, got a strikeout for the second out, then got a fly out for the third out. So again, the stuff is good. Just got to be able to put it over the plate. So anyway, Tigers banged the ball around the yard. They had 19 hits, scored 11 runs. Should have scored more than they did, but and then you lost Paxton Kling in the late innings, playing right field. He was going back near the warning track when Riley Cooper was on the mound. Dove for a ball, stayed down, limped off the field, was grabbing his left leg, looked like a hamstring. So we'll wait and see an update there. But Tigers win. They'll take the day off today, and then tomorrow they'll get ready to take on Kentucky at the box. All right, let's say some good morning, y'all. Also got Pels playing tonight against OKC. Win or go home. If you lose, season ends tonight. Bart St. Germain, good morning. Truax, what's up? Bubba Smith, Dale Broussard, good morning. The Clingham, he looked bad last night. Yeah, I hope he's okay. But yeah, when he stayed down on the track and then had to be helped off the field, that was not a good look. The good news, of course, is you've got options in the outfield with Braden Jobert, with Pearson, with Morgan. So I mean, obviously Kling's had a really good freshman year. You'd love for him to be out there and be available, but that's one you can, um, you know, you can absorb that blow if he's out for a little while. Kirk Taylor, David Bass, what's going on? Mark Vitanovich, good morning. Trey Potan, Brent Roban, good morning. Didn't get to watch much of the game. Still concerning. Some of our pitchers are making bad offensive team look great. Yeah, they didn't make a bad offensive team look great. Like Tulane did not look good last night. I mean, Tulane had only had 9 hits in the ball game. The problem was LSU, as I said, walked. LSU pitchers walked. What did I say? 7, 2, 3, 5. LSU pitchers walked 7, and Bryce Collins hit a guy in the head, but thankfully it was fine. So you gave them 8 bases. I mean, that's your bugaboo. You got to throw the ball over the plate, make them earn it. Dalton Barnett, Wendell Norman, Nick Newbill, good morning. Jason H, good morning. Let's go Pels. Weston Weaver, Gary Petrie, Reed Rule, good morning, Scone. Forget a new PMAC. Put a retractable roof on the box. Is exhausting having rain be a factor every series. Yeah, retractable roof's not going to happen. I think you know that. But yeah, man, you live in Louisiana, you're going to deal with rain. Just like if you live in the Midwest, you're going to deal with snow early in the season. It's just what it's going to be. And always has been. So you literally every season. So you dance around it, you maneuver, you try to make it work and get the games in. Trivia card or what pitcher almost took somebody's head off? That was Bryce Collins. Thankfully, it was. It looked like an off-speed pitch, but if it wasn't, and if it was in fact a fastball, it's because Bryce Collins doesn't throw 100 like Paul Skeens does. But the hitter was fine, which is great to see. Jesse Bergeron, happy hump day. Go Pellies. Antron Hemingway, good morning, brother. Tell the family I say good morning. Hope all is well. Go Tigers. Thank you, sir. Same to you and yours. All right, Greg Duga, Matt, why is Zion such a diva? Also, why does Zion talk about himself in the third person? I don't trust anyone who talks about themselves in the third person besides Jonathan Moxon. Varsity Blues reference. I don't know that I think Zion is a diva. I just don't think he trusts his hamstring to go completely open it up. And that's a bummer because, so for those that missed it, Zion did talk to the media yesterday and said he's healthy. Like there's nothing medically he's clear. There's nothing holding him back. And this is something David Griffin said over the weekend. And that's the really concerning part for it is you have no medical issue. The medical team is saying you're ready, but he's not ready to play. It's the same thing that we saw with Brandon Ingram. It's what we saw with Michael Thomas. And that's disappointing because you want to see the guy out there. He's missed a ton of time, obviously, over his career. And it just feels like it's one thing after another. I don't think he's a diva. I just think he's been so often injured. He's probably hesitant. And that ain't a good place to be if you're a professional athlete. You got a lot of work to do this offseason, man. Get that body right so it can hold up. Let's see, your Fave 5 head, what's going on? Saints looking at UCLA running back Zach Charbonnet. Yeah, so for those who missed it, the Saints are bringing in Zach Charbonnet for a workout. During the pre-draft process, you can have 30 prospects come on visits, like formal visits at your facility. And so they've already brought in Devon Achane from Texas A&M, now Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. I like it. We got to see Zach Charbonnet play against LSU out in the Rose Bowl last year, or 2 years ago. Um, and guy was a really good veteran running back. An all-around back. Can run between the tackles, can catch the ball in the backfield, can block, all that sort of stuff. So ultimately, all the Saints, it's a deep running back draft class. The Saints need a running back. You've got Kamara. You signed Jamal Williams. You have an out in Kamara's contract after this season, and you have an out after 2 seasons with Jamal Williams. You signed him to a 3-year deal, but you can get out after 2. So really, after next season, both Kamara and Williams could be gone. So you've got to have, and Kamara's probably going to miss time this year because of the court case. So you've got to have a contingency. You have to have a plan for what's next. I mean, it's time to start planning for that succession. This draft is the perfect time to do it because you've got such a deep running back draft class. You're going to get great value anywhere you take a running back in this draft class. Dalton Barnett, what was the main reason B.J. Ojulari and Harold Perkins weren't on the field together last year? Always confused me. It was one or the other. Just play the best guys possible. So Dalton, they did. Originally, they were playing the same position. They were both playing the jack linebacker. And that's why you didn't have them on the field at the same time. Because Perkins wasn't ready to be an inside backer. You had Micah Baskerville there, and you had a nice rotation on the inside. Baskerville and Greg Penn and Weeks. But mostly Perkins just wasn't ready for the responsibilities of being an inside backer. It was mostly just, hey, get on the edge, be athletic, and go make plays behind the line of scrimmage, right? But the problem was whenever they put Perkins at jack, then Ojulari had to come out. So they ended up using odd fronts last year, and they did. They seldom took Ojulari off the field. They would use odd fronts to get Perkins on the field. They would let him travel a bit, but what teams started to do to counter that was they would flex out a tight end or a running back, and Perkins would have to travel. So that would get Perkins out of the box. So teams became aware of him, and they started scheming him away from the line of scrimmage. So it's not as easy as saying play your best players, because you have to play your best players in position, right? So they were really creative last year to get them both on the field, but Harold Perkins is going to be an inside linebacker this year, and that's where he's going to be an All-American, and that's where he's going to be a first-round pick, and that's where he's going to play a long time in the NFL. Murray 1025. Whoops. Matt Plavidal, I've missed Jack Holstaff. Midweek games. Brian Tanya, good morning from Cuba. Okay, we're international today. Let's see, why do the Saints waste money on a running back in the draft when they can find one on the streets? Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that line of thinking, mainly because, especially when you're thinking about rookie contracts now. Let me give you an example, okay? I want to look at Alvin Kamara's rookie contract. When Alvin Kamara was drafted, round 3, remember, round 3, Alvin Kamara's rookie contract was a 4-year, $3.8 million deal. That wasn't 3.8 per year. That was over the life of the contract. This was a third-round running back, third-round pick, 4 years, $3.8 million. Your average salary was $964,000. The signing bonus was $972,000. You're not going to find a great running back on the free agent market that inexpensive, especially that young. As we know, as running backs age, production goes down. They usually fall off the cliff around 30. We all know that stuff. So yeah, man. That's why, because you're not going to get it's a great opportunity to get a good player. young, and expensive. So, I mean, look, you just signed Jamal Williams. You spent money in free agency on a good running back. You make it a better running back in the draft, cheaper. Spurge, what's going on? Yeah, Reed Rule said props to Beloso for the year he continues to have. That's true. Cade Beloso has been great. Had a couple more knocks last night. He's had knocks in big spots too. He was 3 for 5 last night. Just continues to put the ball where they ain't. You know the craziest thing last night, if y'all watched the game, Tulane maybe showing why they're now 9-24. Tulane shifted against Tommy White. I think all but maybe 1 or 2 of Tommy White's homers this year have all been to right field or to center. Like, Tommy White lives by hitting with power the opposite way. Why on earth Tulane shifted against Tommy White, I have no idea. And he just slapped the ball through the right side. What are you doing? You don't let us at the plate? Anyway. They did against Beloso, too. They shifted against Beloso. Beloso got a hit against the shift. Jeff Hawk, good morning. What's going on, my dude? Been a minute. Good to see you here. Shelby Kelly, good morning. My wife was shook about the guy getting hit in the head. Made me think about how, as a former player, fans, we don't really consider the risk of stepping in the box every pitch. Yet, thankfully, it wasn't severe. For those that missed it last night, Bryce Collins hit a Tulane player in the head. He was wearing a helmet and popped right up and went first. But yeah, for sure. That's always scary. Rode Yule, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Let's see. Where? Sorry. There we go. David Bass. Hurd has some awesome stuff. I feel like he's his own worst enemy. When his mindset is good, he's good. That's the same thing with Ty Floyd. The stuff is not that. It's what we've talked about. The stuff is undeniable. I mean, it's great when it's on. It's just can't trust him to throw the ball over the plate. And until he does that consistently, it's going to be hard to trust him in key spots. So until that happens, you see him running out there in the ninth inning of a 9-run ball game or whatever it was. Brand Roban, he thinks since Perkins is on everyone's radar, he'll be double covered and not as productive. No, Brand, because he's playing in a different position, man. It's not like Will Anderson's playing, one defensive end, and so you just run your offense opposite Will Anderson. Perkins isn't playing outside linebacker anymore. He's playing Mike. I mean, he's going to be your inside linebacker. I mean, you have to think Devin White. Like, stop thinking edge rusher. Think Devin White. Think guy in the middle of the defense who's going to make 100 tackles at the line of scrimmage, who's going to run sideline to sideline, who's going to come on delayed blitzes, who's just going to be an absolute menace. That's Harold Perkins. Jeff McKithen, good morning. Bob Poole, good morning. Kirk Taylor, let's get some hype for this new hockey team. Yeah, so they announced yesterday Baton Rouge is getting a new hockey team. If they call it anything other than the Kingfish, that's a failure. Becky, any news about Garrett? No, Garrett Edwards, no news. And Jay's not going to give us any news. He's not going to say it publicly. I don't even think last year they ever announced. I don't think Jay ever announced last year that that Javen Coleman had Tommy John. I think that news just came out, right? I mean, he wasn't there, and then people asked around and reported the news, and I don't think Jay ever actually said it. So, yeah, Kirk said getting paid $100 million. Your team is on the line for the playoffs. Get your butt out there, even if it's for 8 minutes. I don't know that I agree with that. Because if you're physically hesitant, then I don't want you on the floor. You know what I mean? Like if you're limping and not going, then I don't want you on the floor. It's more, how do you get him here ready to get on the floor? Michael Thacker, good morning, Scone. With what you know of the roster, it will be a disappointment if football expectations are rightfully high. I'd be disappointed if they lost 4 games. I don't know the Vegas win total. My guess is they set it at 9.5. I'm expecting LSU to be at least 10-2. If they go 9-3, I'll be disappointed because I think they're capable of more. But I think a collective disappointment would be if they're an 8-win team. If they go 8-4, that's a collective. Everyone will look at them and say, yeah, that was a disappointing year considering the schedule in which you had coming back. Andre Gayran, any word on Haley Van Lith? No. And I did see yesterday, though, and I have no insight into that, by the way. So, like, I'm not talking to Haley Van Lith. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I guess I could pry around LSU to see, from their perspective how it's going. But for those who don't know, that's the women's basketball player from Louisville. She averaged 25 a game or whatever it was last year, and this past season, and hit the transfer portal. Would be a great replacement for Alexis Morris. If y'all saw, the Cavender twins from Miami decided they're opting out of basketball. They're going to just focus on being celebrities, which, go get it. That may, and considering the money John Ruiz has and is willing to spend, that may open the door for Haley Van Lith at Miami. So just something worth keeping an eye on, too. Charlie Cavell, good morning. Y'all do me a favor, smash that like button if you would. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, please like the page, share the post. As always, we're brought to you by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, brortho.com. All the subspecialties you need in orthopedics, you go to Brock. It's just what you do. And of course, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Keep telling y'all, check out, if you have not done so yet, Fortified Roofing. I'm going to go ahead and put the Fortified link here in the chat, just so you don't have to navigate the website. It's easy. I mean, just go to the homepage at hudcoroofing.com, and you'll see the Fortified tab. But I'll go ahead and put the Fortified link. Again, our Louisiana legislature is in session right now, and there are several bills written that would make fortified roofs, that would mandate fortified roofs in Louisiana. So, and the great benefit of them is they're designed to, even if you have wind damage, it's designed to prevent water damage in your home if you do have damage to your roof. And then also, of course, it will financially lower your insurance premiums, depending on your carrier, by as much as 52%. So learn more about Fortified Roofing. Trey Potan, what were your thoughts on UFC 287? Great card. Man, it was a really fun card. I mean, Adesanya is awesome. Sometimes a dude has another dude's number, and I thought that might have been the case. But Adesanya showed why he's awesome. He's so lethal. But yeah, stunning knockout. I think that knockout will be on the Baba O'Reilly hype video moving forward. Barry Jocelyn, I live in Fort Myers, Florida, thanks to the SC Network streaming of LSU baseball. We've watched all the games except the Grambling game. Love this team. Go Tigers. Yeah, I mean, look at SC Network. I mean, it changed the game. It did. I mean, it allowed every team to have every game streamed. It's awesome. Let's see, Barry, question. I may be wrong. It seems like we get down early innings, a lot of games, rally from behind mid-game. Is that just my imagination? Probably, Barry. I mean, look, when you play 56 and you have that large of a sample size, you're going to play all different types of games. So you're going to see games where LSU rallies. They or get down early. They got down. They got down yesterday 1-0 in the first. They got down in both the games against South Carolina. They got down early in game 1 against Tennessee and made a charge in the middle innings. But the first 2 games against Tennessee, they never trailed. And maybe they did in the second one. Yeah, they did in the second Um, I mean, I'm running back through games in my head, but I guess like if you want to find a sample size of almost anything in a baseball season, you can because there's a large enough sample size. But what you might be relating to is that recently LSU has had a problem with starting pitching, and so some of their starters have just not gotten off to great starts. Tim Gotro, Murray 1025. We can find a running back in the XFL. Ransom Antoine, trade for Devin White? No. Well, I mean, I would love to have Devin White on the Saints, absolutely. But there's no way Tampa's going to trade him within the division. So they're going to trade him because if he's not going to sign an extension with the team, then they're not going to let him walk in free agency after this season. They'd rather trade him now and get something for him. But I cannot see them trading Devin White within the division. Peter Fender, LSU can't hit lefties, derp. Joe Baron Dugas also got hits against the shift. Yeah, what were they doing? Like, what was Tulane doing last night? Shifting. Like, every LSU hitter got hits against the shift. It was crazy. Reed Rules, Scone, the new voice of Kingfish hockey? Absolutely not. I am the last person in well, I shouldn't say the last person. How about this? I'm the last person in media that you would want. No, I can't. No, I'm not. I have no desire to do that. No. With college football playoff expansion, do you worry star players could sit out some of the regular season games? No. No more than NIL or COVID forced opt-outs or anything like that. I would think with college football playoff expansion, you'd be more likely to have guys stay because they'd have a chance to make the playoff. Barry asking about Kling's injury. No update. Looked like a hamstring. Looked bad, but we'll see. TC, bad blood between Thompson and Fowler last night. Fastball by the eyes, the breaking ball, pimp to the moon. I don't know if there's bad blood, but the home run that Thompson hit was a absolute piss missile. I don't know if I can say that. It is Morning Scone. We usually don't curse, but we don't curse. I don't know if y'all would consider that a curse. So my apologies if you do. Considering it was borderline, I probably shouldn't have said it. But I'm going to see if they have TrackMan on Thompson's homer. No, they don't. I guess because they weren't at home last night, so they didn't have TrackMan. But my goodness, that was you can see the video on the LSU Twitter or any of the LSU social media if you missed it. Jordan Thompson just turned on a baseball, and as TC said, he hit it to the moon. I mean, it was incredible. He didn't pimp it though. He put his head down and ran. Austin Kidder, good morning. Made it in time for the end of the show. Good to see you there. Devin Kelly, good morning. Yeah, we are just about done. And I'm heading over to see Crystal Poche at 9 o'clock. So about to bounce on out of here. Thanks so much as always for watching. Shout out to Brock, Hudco. You need North Piece, call Brock. Roof, call Hudco. Restored Motion. We're going to see Crystal this morning. If you got pain, book a session with Crystal Poche. Leave painkillers, leave injections alone. Get to the root of your problem and let Crystal Poche bring you out of that pain. Restored Motions. Just book a session. You'll be glad you did. And before I go, last thing, remember, pinned in the chat is the ProCharge link. Again, I don't care if you drive an EV or don't. I don't drive an EV, but there are people that do. And if you're a business owner, ProCharge is giving away 3 EV chargers plus the installation. So literally, they will give you the charger and come install it for you. It's been proven an EV charger will bring people into your business. And not only will it bring people into your business because they're going to come in your business when they stop for however long it is to charge their car. You also have tap to pay options on a charger. So it becomes a passive revenue generator for you as well. ProCharge EV, again, it's pinned right there. Giving away 3 chargers, totally free. Just fill out the form or send it to someone you know who's a business owner to fill out the form. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. LSU Daily's already live. AFR at 3. Scone and Tea tonight from Oliver Twist. Hope to see y'all there. Until then, have a great day, y'all. Peace.